All right. Let me know if you can hear me. Never mind, I can hear myself. Okay. This is always reset. Might do this scrap metal to the steel mill, which we're by this red push pin. Steel mill's over there in the middle. SM. I believe there's a second one, yeah, right here. So both of these, two different scrap metal trains, both going to steel mill. It's a possibility. I don't have hazmat license yet. That's hazmat 2. This one's a possibility. This one, I have to see if I have long 2. Hazmat. 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 Might do a shunting job real quick first. What is this? Forestry tools. I'm just going to do a quick shunting because these are going to take a lot longer. This has 2 drop-offs. So I pick up the one train, unload it, and then there's 2 different tracks I have to drop specific cars off at. It's only 72 tons. If I check this vehicle catalog, the DE2 on flat ground can pull 1,200 tons, or only 300 if there's a 2% grade. Even less if it's raining. Anyway, this should be enough to do this job pretty easily. Time bonus, if I do it in 32 minutes, I'll get 50% more. So another like 2,600 bucks. Alright, got the shunting job. Alright, I gotta pick up the train at D4I. This is the harbor town. You can walk everywhere, you can run everywhere, but it's fastest to just teleport. Could take this one, but let's see, according to the station map, this is the overview for Harbor Town. We are currently here where this pink train is. Oops. And we need to pick up here at D. So that's a connecting yard. Alright. Let's just go up here. those things here, inventory slots. So I can put this radio, for example, there. So it's like it's on my waist. I can just reach down and grab it. Alright, let me slow this down. Because we need to go to D4I. Oh, that's wrong. Here. D4I. So it should be these trucks here. You can verify, it tells you the exact cars here. Charlie Foxtrot 215, first one. 174. 793. And Charlie Fox 408. So this is the correct train. You can also manually do these switches. And then the next one I need to check is here. It's going to the right, so that's correct. Right, left, puts me straight where those trailers are. So yes, we need to go to this track on the right. That's already set. Oh, sorry, I meant left. Alright, break off. There's no bell on this train, unfortunately. Turn these lights on. Around like 5 miles per hour. I guess this is in kilometers. Has the brake on. I think it's this one. The handbrake. So this little red band to the left is brake off. The band to the right is brake on. It's off. It's off. Reverse. It's closed. That's open. Yeah, those are open. sets the brakes to the rest of the train here through these pipes, which they're all open. I checked all of them, they're all open. Handbrakes are all off. I bet that's why. Alright, forward. Brakes are off. Yep, there we go, that was mine. That's new, that wasn't there last time I drove this train. Put the station map here. We're like right here going down into the D yard of Harbor Town. If I go to D, it's right here. We're coming down there, and we need to go to D7. I can switch the tracks from here too, if I point at this. So coming this direction, it's switched right, and then this one also needs to be switched right, as indicated by this arrow. So if I click it, now it's switched left, now it's switched right. So both of these need to switch right, so that I go into that track. So we should be set up to go into this unloading crane zone, I guess, to unload these cars. I have two different tracks to specific ones at G2S. So we're pulling in to where we need to be. But if we go back to the main yard, just an overview. Start slowing down. So we need to go from D, drop 2 off at G, and 2 off at D, which we're already at D in the D yard, so that should be close by, like one of those tracks. Alright. Let me unload this. I hope I'm close enough, because you gotta go all the way here to this thing to unload. Let's see if we're close enough. Yep. Alright, so we are all unloaded. Okay, I thought we were moving, but it's actually just this crane thing that freaked me out for a second. Okay. So actually, let me double check this. The ones that are in this same yard is 215, 174. Let me get this going backwards first. And then we'll check. Unfortunately, in this game, you have to be both the engineer and the conductor, so you gotta switch on your tracks. Luckily, you can just do it remotely. Okay, so this D5S, which is this one, and unfortunately there's already something here, so it's gonna be a bit of a pickle. Generally, you need your train to be behind this sign for it to be considered like on this track. So what I'm going to do is take the handbrake off these so that we can gently push them forward and get the rest of that train in here. We only need to fit 2 cars, and there's more than enough space to fit it without hitting those, hopefully. Alright, we need to get to that track, which means the end of this needs to be here. Once you have momentum, you can turn off the throttle to coast, so you save fuel. You'll continue for a bit. You'll continue for a bit with your momentum. It takes longer for the train brake, which is all these cars to release, so I generally have that. Sorry. Turn to have that off and use the locomotive brake to hold it in position. That is much faster to release. I can just do this with this. Check. This one needs to change here. So we're going to go to D5S. Brakes are off on these. the end are the ones I actually need to leave here. Because if they're the two closer, then that's not gonna work. Because then these two will be trapped, and I might need to bring those somewhere else. So let's see, 215 and 174, and it's not the ones I need. I need to put these two there. That's 174. This is 215. Great. Oh, we're not gonna get the top on this. So what I'm going to do is temporarily leave these two cars in the front on this other track. I am not. Close this valve first so I don't dump all my brake pressure. Okay. Okay, because I have a power lag. So twice for reverse. Handbrake on these. That should stop everybody. I mean, there was barely any momentum, but anyway. I'm not going to connect these because I don't know if they're the same train. It's starting to rain. disconnect these two because these two need to go here. Again, close that first. Can't wait for the update where they add actual knuckle couplers. Okay, so back to the job. So this track needs 174 and 215. There's 215. Here's 174 on track D5S, which is right here, D5S, just past the side. There's no door on this side. Okay, first. Check the switches while we're here. This needs to be left. It's currently right. This needs to be left. This one needs to be right. So that we turn, as we're coming this way, we turn right and hit track number 2. And we need to full stop. Stopped. I didn't even get to use the wipers. I turned the fan on. Alright, time bonus. There is a lot of different yards. It's like this way, I did not even know that. But yeah, if I just like, I'm right in the middle of the book, if I just hold this, yards in the game for all the different locations you can go to. Any orientation. Oh god, let me slow down. Is there something already there? Can't tell. I think it's that space in the middle there. Yeah, so we're good. We won't crash into anything. So behind that sign. And then finish this, and then I can show you that. Alright. G2S. Should be where these need to go. G2S 79348. Put that on, turn this off. I'm actually going to turn off the engine, because while it's running, it costs you money in maintenance. One of these brakes has to be on for every single drop-off you do. 793, 408. You don't have to disconnect your engine. Let me go back to the station house so I can turn this job in. Hopefully get the time bonus. Here it is. Oh, what happened? Is it done? It's not done. I did something wrong. Move cars from C warnings below. D7L to H to D5S. Handbrake. Oh, I didn't apply a handbrake, it looks like. That would probably be a misyard. I must have forgot. I literally just said that too. I thought I did it for both. So now I should be able to turn the job in. Okay, it's not that one. Did I lose the job? Where did it go? Alright, lost and found. Retrieve lost items. Here it is. There we go, now we're done. That was a little crazy to get the time bonus. Oh my god, by 2 minutes. It took me 30 minutes and I needed to do it within 32 minutes to get the time the time bonus. It's annoying. Here's my cash. So, because I completed the time bonus, or I completed it within that time, I get the base pay of the 5,800 plus the time bonus, which is 50% of that, so another 29. So that's why I got 8,000. Cool, no damage, no environmental damage, trash. And then my wallet, 123,000. Okay. So that's done. Now I will haul something to another town. And I'm thinking I'm gonna do these two scrap trains here. Because if I take them at the same time, I'll get more money. And it's well within the weight of the DE6. If I check the vehicle catalog, you can see what each engine can do. The DE6 on level ground can pull 3,000 tons. On a 2% incline, it can pull 1,200. And then 2% with weather, like rain, only 1,000. But 300 plus 500, I mean, that's well under the limit. So we'll probably do these. Actually, I'll take them with me. What I need to do the maintenance on that smaller engine that I just used, the switcher. Because I used $1,000 worth of, like, I guess damages and, like, refueling costs. I can pay this right here, or, which actually I might just do that just because it's so small. But I have the option to do the maintenance myself manually, and it is basically half the cost of what you see here. It's basically, I'll end up paying like 500. But since it's so small, I'll just pay it here to save time. Oh, sorry. Confirm. And confirm. Cool. This is also where you would buy other licenses. So you can see the ones I already have. This allows me to do shunting jobs. This is a new one they added. I don't have fragile. Dispatcher, that's how I'm able to like change switches on like these yards and stuff. You can only do that if you have the dispatcher license. I have train length 1. I don't have train length 2, which actually I think I needed that for one of these. Oh, I took them with me. That's right. So long 1. Oh, there was long 1. I thought one of them was like a long 2. Okay, cool. Then I don't have to get that long 2 license to pick up that job. I already have concurrent orders 1 and 2. That allows me to pick up multiple jobs, which I'm trying to do. I didn't unlock any of these other engines yet, or multiple engines, or logistical hauls, which is hauling empty cars between locations on the map. I did get the DE6, but yeah, I don't have Hazmat 1, 2, or 3. It's kind of pricey. So is military. But we're going to go from this red push pin, which is Harbor Town, the purple, and we're going to go to Steel Mill, I believe, which is that SM right there in the middle. And with that dispatcher license, we can also set all these tracks here along the route, so that it gets us into Steel Mill, which honestly we can probably do right now. I need the map though. Oh no, it's this switch map, I think. Okay. This is not the actual radio, that's just the slot. I lost my radio, which means I can hit that to bring it back. Okay. So coming from Harbor Town, we want this to be a right. It is. This one won't matter because we're funneling in. This one we want to be left. It is. This one we're funneling in, so it doesn't matter. This one doesn't matter. This one does, and it needs to be right. Because we're coming in this direction, and you can either go up or you can go down. We need to go up, which is right. This doesn't matter. This one needs to be right. It is. This doesn't matter. This needs to be right, and it is. And this doesn't matter because we're funneling in. There's only one possible track to go to. And then we'll get to Steel Mill. I don't know where we need to go in Steel Mill because we haven't actually accepted the jobs yet. But anyway, our track should be set for leaving Harbor Town. Before that was added as an update, you had to literally be watching and waiting with your train as you're going down the track to quickly switch it. I can switch that to LED. What did I do? There we go. Okay, it's left and right. Order. There, leave it on switch so I can change switches on the fly. Okay, so we are going to actually leave that. We'll leave that engine there. And we'll go straight to the roundhouse and get a DE6 ready to go. Let's see if there's already one lined up. There is. And then we'll pull out to the left and back in to collect everything, so that's perfect. So I'll casually walk by this big train. This one should be ready to go. Come on, let me get up there. Let me check my phone real quick. Alright. I'm a little tall, but on VR they added where if you hold both triggers and then go up and down, you can adjust your height, which is awesome. Go a little higher just because I gotta reach this box here. Looks like everything's already switched on from last time I used it. Let me close this door. I hope they add it to where you can actually go in here. Not that you ever need to use the bathroom. Actually, they did talk about that in the last, like, I guess looking ahead update, where you might have to have, like, might have to eat every so often and like maybe use the bathroom. I don't know. It's no bathroom with the small trains. I don't know how that would work if you didn't have the DE6, which is this engine if you don't know. Alright, let's start this thing up. And then we're going to rev it to start getting some brake pressure built up for the brakes. Windows if you want. We'll go a little lower. Go. Alright, these brakes are off. This is the cutoff I forgot to do last time, but let's the brake pressure funnel into all the train cars behind you and pull those brake pads off of the wheels. Alright, anyway, forward. Turn these cab lights on. And here we go. Oh, no, front lights. We'll do red in the rear. There's one thing I forgot to do actually, which is the handbrake. Okay. Those jobs so I can see where I am picking up accept those jobs real quick. Where's the station house? It's this way. Yes, right there. Okay. So this one. And this one. Alright, we need to go to E10, E50. So at least they're in the same yard. Get this thing rolling back and then we'll set up tracks. Since we have to be conductor and engineer. Down here because we just worked down here with shunting. We know that's G and D, so E should be one of these. Here's E. So E, that's gonna go straight, that's gonna go straight. Well, E50 is right here, it's one train. So we just actually turn left. And then this one right, so not left. Come on. So it's gonna turn right. Put this on E50, which means this is one of our scrap trains. Yep. Looks like scrap too. The other one was E10, which I think is this one right here. E10. Okay, sorry. Slowing down now. At least 10. Where are we at right now? 15. Into those brakes with those train guards. back the train to pass this switch so I can back us in to get over to all the way to 1. So far, it looks like everything is switched to 1. I should just switch this one to pass. Looks like I can already start this. Start to reverse already. Oh, don't tell me I stopped it. Oh no, okay, good, it was this one. I thought I stopped it too soon. Okay, so now when I reverse, I'm gonna go all the way to 1. Reverse. Sun glare. Oh no. Okay, and then ooh, there's like flags I can buy somewhere that lets me like mark where the end of this train is and like the end of that train. I need to find which city I can buy those at. I think for now I can put this end of train thing. Can I put this here? No. But I will put it. Let's see. Let me go taller. Actually, I gotta go first. I'll put this here. Get smart. Guess I can't put them there, but if there's already a. Ooh, what about up here? No. Okay, handbrake. Looks like this one. Okay, let's go. Let's take a peek up here. Got a decently sized train. This should be switched for left. It is. So we're going to enter this tunnel with a 60-mile-per-hour speed limit. So let's bring that back. Okay, that was a station map. We're still going to go to, let's say it was B3. Okay, so B looks like it's going to be the one that we'll pull into. Because you can see the steel mill runs like northeast. So here's north, facing northeast. So north, steel mill. So that's the orientation. So we're going to be entering this bottom track here into B. Here's B yard right here. It's the overview. Here's B, so we're going to enter from here. And we need B3. So here's 3. So let's set the switches while we wait here. So we enter, we're going to go right down to 3. Let's set right. That's set left, so we can switch that. That needs to go right. Nope, that goes to the left after that. Is the one. Sorry, my angle is off. This needs to be right because that takes us to 4. This one needs to be left. That'll turn us left into 3. Coming from this direction, so we want to go right, left. So we should be able to go straight in. If there's already a train on that track, then we have a different problem. Won't wait until we get there. Are we going here 25? We're uphill again, it looks like. Okay, it's raining. I can use my umbrellas. Let's see how cold the rain is. Unfortunately, no, it will affect traction on our wheels. Luckily, if you look, here's the mountains. Luckily, we're pretty much leaving the mountains, so downhill will be okay. Uphill's more difficult with the rain. Look how fast we're picking up speed now. Alright. I do not see a speed limit sign. So I'm going to let it chill here for a second. Looks like we're going downhill, so look, we're picking up speed here. With 0 throttle, we're picking up speed. I want to say we'll be okay for this curve that's coming up. And then after this curve, it's pretty straight. We'll get some beans. There's my speed limit sign. maintaining most of our momentum. If it's downhill, we'll pretty much increase speed, but it's holding pretty much. Okay, what we got here? 70. Need some of the speed off. The dynamic brake. Because that turn is coming up now. Could be 50, could be 60, I don't know. It is a 60, we're going 60. Turn off that. It could really quickly drop down to like 40 or something. So we'll get this down to like 55. Okay. Coasting. Turn here. Which is actually 50. Alright. Train brake off. We are below 50. Turn off the dynamic. We're going 45. In a 50. Perfect. Okay, we want to go right. Speed limit right is 50. So, okay. So we're good. We're going 40. We're probably going to maintain this speed most of the way here. Because we're actually not that far. You can see in the distance that is the farm. FM. 40. Speed limit is 90. We'll just hold this speed. Which is literally just neutral because I don't have throttle right now. See where the speed limit sign coming up. So that's far with those 4 red lights. And that one to the left is farm, and then I think that's oil place, OWC. Sure, that's like an oil place. Like a big refinery with tanker cars. Alright, we are almost to steel mill. Drop off these 2 jobs, one big long scrap metal train. Those lights are from steel mill. Facing this one, it's looking right at steel mill. I hope I didn't miss a speed limit sign. Let me slow down. We're going upwards of 60 here. So let me keep that dynamic on. Yeah, it says 50 here. Too fast. 60. It's all downhill now. Okay, we're going exactly 50. Increasing speed, coasting. Just leave a little bit of that off here. Probably should go into the track we need. Maybe that a little slower here. 50's kind of hot for a yard. This thing at 20. I didn't hear what beeped. It may have been wheel slip because I put some pretty hard brakes on there. I didn't derail, so that's good. We need to stop now. Stop it right before that. the lantern at the second train. Yep. Okay, each cargo assist has a brake. I need to check if the track was correct. B3I, that's what we needed. B3I. Oh good, so actually I'm well within the sign because that's not even my sign. That's for the adjacent track, B20. Is the back all the way in? It is. There's the back. Use the sign for, where is it? B3I. It's working. Let's turn this in. Let's see if we got the time bonus. It's a different layout here for the station. Done. And done. Oh my goodness. So, look at that. $40,000 for that one run. I have $164,000. I can afford a lot of things. But I'm just having fun now. Alright, let me turn this off. Actually, there is a manual maintenance facility here, I think. Back to the overview. So pass B and back in. It looks like there's a maintenance station here. So I can show that real quick before I get off. Turn this first so you don't dump all your brake pressure. So we have a multi-unit if you're doing 2 engines, so we don't let me grab it because I don't have the license. But you hook this one up to the other engine, now you can control them in unison with a multi-unit engine train. Alright, we are disconnected. Forward. Off. Just keep this on me. So we need to go. This is for water for the steam engine, I think. Yeah, it is. So we need to back this train. Is it here? Yeah. We need to pass this and then back up here. Oh, it was not. I thought it was morning. It was actually turning night. I forgot. Completely forgot to charge my flashlight. Oh, it comes charged actually. I just bought this. I did not know it came charged. I thought it was dead. with that. Oh no, we didn't. We went the wrong way. Whoopsies. Saying the fees, and I can show you real quick when we get there. Let me see if this lined up with the fuel where we hook up the fuel line. That's for electric. Oh, it's here. Okay, perfect. Sometimes these things are tricky to line up. So before I do anything, let me turn this off. Dynamic is off, that is off. Oh, this. Before I do anything, let me show you what I'm talking about again, in case you missed it the first time around. The little DE2. So I finished that job. I don't know if I think I get lost. Is this them? Yeah. Oh yeah, so I did beat the time. So I had 42 minutes on both of these jobs to complete it, and if I completed it within that, I get 50% more money. I did it in 34 minutes on both of those. So that's why I got extra money, extra 50%. Anyway, so this is the engine we just used. $10,000 in fees. That's like fuel, wear and tear on like brakes, drive chain, a whole bunch of stuff you're going to see, oil for the engine. So I could pay it here, but it's 10K. That's a lot of money. Last time it was only 1,000, so I'm like, whatever, it's $1,000 bucks. With this being 10, I want to cut that in half. So pay around 5,300, it looks like. In order to do that, I have to have the... Where is it? You have to have the... Come on. Is it already here and I missed it? No, it's right here. Manual service. If you get manual service, then you can do the maintenance on the train yourself, and it only costs half as much. Like, exactly half. Okay, this is kind of creepy. Oh god. Oh, we're this way. Okay, so from 10,600 should be around 5,300. So we'll stick this in here and diesel. Okay, so that costs us 3,500. Now we didn't use any sand. Luckily we were able to slowly make it up the mountain at like 20, 24 miles per hour. Here's oil. I didn't do any body damage, that's good. Wheels, I definitely did some wheel damage. 417 worth. Drive chain. Powertrain. For the electrical. What is this? I don't know what that does. Anyway, so we fully serviced it. And look, 5,200 instead of the 10,600. Slap that button. Boom. So, I had one of those little electric shunter trains. That's where I would charge that. Okay, so this is completely serviced. I know later on you can, I mean not later on, I could literally do it now. I just didn't forget which city it's in, but there's a city that sells like other lights that you can attach to the front, and then you get like a strobing switch, and you can have it have like the alternating ditch lights on here. It's pretty cool. Alright, so now if we check, oh god, if we check here, then I go to fees. Okay, there's 210 left. I wonder if that's because I left the lights running or something. But you don't always have to, but I guess you can use that as a button or something. You don't always have to, but if your fees get too high, it won't let you it won't let you buy new licenses. It makes you pay some of your fees first. 0 fees. Okay. Cool. Well, I'm going to call it a night here. That's like an industry chain map of all the locations. Now we're in the steel mill. So here's the current jobs we have. Logistics. I didn't buy that license yet. These are all, that's freight. I'm organizing these by the color band because that tells you what type of job it is. Oh, that's mixed. I don't think I've ever seen a mixed one like that before. Steel rolls and steel beams or whatever. Or steel rails. Alright, so these 4 are jobs to haul a train out of here. And ironically, all 4 of these go to Purple, which is Harbor Town where we just came from. But we're not going to do that just yet. And I don't have long 2, so these 2 wouldn't even be an option. These, I guess, red or pink, whatever color that is. These are shunting jobs where we currently are, so in steel mill. And it tells you here, like, there's 3 pickups, so it looks like you're probably gonna, I don't know, probably gonna pick up either these 2 or these 4 in one track, probably that one in another track, maybe that one in the third one. So you have 3 different places you pick up from, and then looks like you load them all in one track, and then put it in one track for like it'll once you do that shunting job, it'll become a freight to haul it out of here. Because you're literally loading the train for departure. So it's pretty cool the way the game works and the economy. As like for example, I just brought that train in here with all that scrap metal. So if you look, that generated these 2 jobs. Unload and store train with scrap metal. Unload and store train with scrap metal. So because I brought that here, these 2, now they became shunting jobs in this town, like in this industry, I guess. So now I can literally, since I already have the train connected, I can pick up these 2 jobs and easily just knock these 2 out, like unload the entire thing, and then unfortunately it's gonna be, because they're 3 each, 6 different tracks I'll have to leave like specific cars at. But that's what shunting is. But anyway, I just brought these 2 trains in here. Now they're shunting jobs. If I do both, no, not this one. This is unload and store. But this one, if I do this shunting job, which is loading these empty cars, then it will become a freight to haul out of here afterwards. So everything's connected. It never ends. You can go to any of these cities, do shunting work, literally just haul things. At at some point when you can literally do all the shunting to where everything is either a freight that needs to leave or like an empty, a logistic haul that has to go back somewhere. So for example, let's say from MF, from Machine Factory in town, let's say I brought like bulldozers to steel mill on like flatbeds. Well, once I bring them over here to steel mill on flatbeds and I empty them, I do the shunting job when I arrive there to empty the construction vehicles. Then there's just an empty train like here, which becomes a logistical haul to haul those empties back to Machine Factory in town, so that you could essentially do it over again, reload it as whatever machines or anything they need for all the different industries. But it's literally never ending. You could do this forever, but there's so much to do in the game, so much to spend the money on. Like, there's a whole museum that I don't have yet. Oops. But it is like right here, I think. This is alphabetical. No, it's not. But yeah, there's a whole museum where you can collect all those, like I said earlier, those random broken trains, like old antique ones. You find them here all around the map, and you can fix them up. They go like the museum. That's where you fix them up. You get a little work train. You have to actually find the parts or order the parts, I think, and then you need to go to where they are and use that work train to bring them down to the museum, which I believe is down here in this. Is that City Southwest? CS? City South. Sorry. So that's City South. That's where the museum is. And you literally are doing runs where you're not making money, but you're bringing the parts to basically, recondition, refurbish, restore the old beat up train, and then it becomes a personal train with a different paint scheme that you can put on there, so it looks different from the rest. About like the Derail Valley branded trains, like the Safety Orange or whatever. But yeah, there's a lot to do in this game. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a night for now. We did a shunting job, freight hauling job, and next time we'll probably, like I said, the engine's already connected to these two, I'll probably do these. It's gonna be a pain. I probably won't get the time bonus, but look, it's 48 minutes, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, but I'll probably do these next time, and then maybe these two just to clear all the shunting for here, and then we'll have a lot of options to haul something out of here. But that's it for me. I'm gonna call it a night. Thanks for watching, whether it was live or afterwards on the recording. Have a good night.